What's up, guys? Game Fiend Fiendable Games here, and I'm back giving you yet another drama scripted Saturday. And how we start off every drama scripted Saturday is we're going to start with the ratings, and they're going to be located right here. So for the second week in a row, AEW wins in ratings, starting another streak, as you currently see. This week's AEW Dynamite got 693k viewers, with NXT's getting 637k viewers. So NXT losing for the second week in a row. But overall viewership seems to be roughly the same from last week. Just a smudge bit lower than last week for overall rating. So yeah, AEW wins in the second week. Some RoH news. So due to COVID, RoH has canceled all the live events for June. So they canceled their live events in Dallas on June 5th, their San Antonio live event on June 6th, and their pay-per-view Best in the World got canceled. That was in June 19th. Due to COVID, they don't want anyone, getting sick. It's for everyone's well-being, health reasons. And I don't think in those states, well, besides Texas, I don't think and B1, I don't think they can even do major crowds. But everyone will be getting their money back, even if you paid via credit card or if you paid in cash, you will be getting a full refund. So moving on, Curtis Axel has been released from the company. If you guys don't know, Curtis Axel is Mr. Perfect's son. He's been with WWE since 2007. Started off in the developmental deal. His biggest run in the WWE, I think, is back in 2016 when he was the Intercontinental Champion and Paul Heyman was his manager. That was his biggest run with the company, and then that's how he got the name, Axel and the Axe, when it transformed from Michael McGillicuddy, which is the worst name in wrestling history, and then it transitioned into Curtis Axel. So, my opinion, I think that was his biggest run when he was the Intercontinental Champion. I think it was later, but yeah, that was, in my opinion, that was his biggest run when he was Intercontinental Championship with Paul Heyman. I think that was way back. Actually, I'm gonna look that up right now. Curtis Axel Intercontinental run, because that was his biggest run with the company. Hmm. 2013, 2014. Okay. So 2013, 2014, that's when he was IC champion. That to me was his biggest solo push, when he was IC champion with Paul Heyman as his manager. That was his biggest push. And yes, he was with the Nexus when he was McGillicuddy, and you last remember him, he was with the B team. So now there is no B team, and it's funny because they had a title reign too, the B team. But it's over. I wish Curtis Axel and his future endeavors. Hope everything goes well. I hope we see Curtis Axel wind up somewhere else, because he can be entertaining when he's in a joke role. Like in B team, he was entertaining, and with the Miz Taraj, he was entertaining. So hopefully he ends up somewhere. And in other news, it was just said on SmackDown. It has to do with the Money in the Bank match. Not even apparently, both the women's and male's Money in the Bank match are going to be going on at the exact same time. So how is this going to work? Apparently they're going to start at the bottom floor of the WWE headquarters and battle themselves all the way up to the top and climb a ladder to grab their briefcase for the match. So there's going to be one briefcase for the women's and one briefcase for the males. So 12 bodies scrambled all over the place, battling around WWE corporate offices just to make it to the top floor, just to climb a ladder, just to get a briefcase. I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out, because on paper it just sounds like it is a lot of chaos. People listed for the Money in the Bank match so far for the women's is Asuka, Blazer, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Carmella. And for the men's is Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, Aleister Black, Baron Corbin, and Otis. And then one more person to be announced at a later date. So 12 bodies fighting all over WWE corporate buildings just to make it to the top floor, just to climb a ladder, just to get the briefcase of choice. Sounds extremely chaotic. Hopefully it's as creative as the Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse match that we saw at WrestleMania 36. This is obviously a match that if things were the norm we wouldn't get. So hopefully they can still use those creative juices flowing to see how this match would play out in action, because on paper this is going to sound very chaotic. So far, what other matches is listed for Money in the Bank is Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship, Bayley versus Tamina for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, and Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. That's the current Money in the Bank match card so far. And with that, that's going to wrap it up for this week's Drama Scripted Saturday. You'll get a Drama Scripted Saturday every Saturday. And if you like what you have witnessed, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next Saturday, guys, I'm out of here. Later, and peace.